beautiful. Our temperatures topped out in the upper 70s. So to me, it was almost a perfect weekend aside from that smoky setup we had yesterday. We're expecting more warm and pleasant week ahead. We do expect some patchy morning fog that will at least be possible in spots this week, although hopefully not terrible. It does look like we will have the potential for that in the mornings. And then at the end of the week, something to get excited about. Besides pleasant weather, we might actually get some rain to help us with these drought conditions that we've had. And it's looking more and more like we may have a longer time span to get some showers if that front that we're talking about at the end of the week ends up stalling. I'll show you more on that in a second. But right now, looking fine out there, but certainly a darker look than normal because of course, the daylight saving time change. Now we're well past sunset at this point in the day. Temperatures right now mostly in the 70s. Few spots dropping into the upper 60s. Your evening planner by 9 p.m. will all be in the middle 60s or lower, it looks like. And then overnight, we'll be dipping into the 50s. So your wake up forecast on your Monday morning. North of the lake, look for low temperatures right around 50. If you're south of the lake, including New Orleans and the metro area, upper 50s. So a nice cool start. Patchy fog may be possible. However, there is no dense fog advisory. Our fog models are not showing fog at this point. You may encounter some of that slightly lowered visibility, especially in spots with wildfire smoke like in New Orleans East. But at this point, it looks like we won't have a fog setup because we haven't had quite enough moisture return to make that a big concern for early tomorrow. Then tomorrow we get lots of sun. It'll be a little bit warmer. High temperatures about 80. And here is a big key. The winds from the south about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So that again should blow any wildfire smoke a bit farther north and also mix it up a little bit instead of allowing it to become so stagnant like we saw yesterday. So look at your precision cast for tomorrow. Starting off in the morning, here we are, just a few clouds in place. Through the day, mostly sunny to partly cloudy. And here are those temperatures by lunchtime ticking up into the middle and upper 70s. We may top out around 80 degrees tomorrow late afternoon. And then for tomorrow evening, we will be back dropping into the 60s and lower 70s. Now here's our setup for this week. First of all, a pretty steady forecast is in place for the first few days because of our big surface high. Around that high, we get the south winds. So that's what's responsible for just a slow warm up and possibly some morning fog, more starting Tuesday into Wednesday mornings, at least in spots. So kind of stay tuned with the forecast this week as we'll assess everything as we get closer. This is our next front dropping in at the end of the week. I've paused it here on Friday, so maybe Thursday still only a shower or two, but Friday, our models are showing a decent bit of rain. I now have a 40% chance for rain as this front slides through. Now, models have a little less rain, interestingly, on Saturday as the front stalls, but you can see the GFS model at least has a few showers late in the day Saturday. And then this is Sunday, looking like we might hang on to some showers if the front does indeed stall near or maybe just south of our coastline. So that's why we're thinking Friday through the weekend, could that stalled front finally bring us that rain that we really need to get us out of the drought conditions? Now at this point, the outlook, this is for the next 7 days, is not that great. But again, if we start to see the models get more in line and kind of continue to show that setup that I was talking about, instead of a ½ inch or so in the greens for us, we might see that tick up. Over at Houston, kind of nice to see in their drought conditions, they're going to pick up at least a couple of inches of rain. And of course, we desperately need the rain. Look at this drought monitor. Some spots have eased out to the east and west, but almost all of our area is now at the exceptional drought, and other spots into Mississippi and some of the North Shore at extreme drought conditions. Keep in mind, we're at half of our normal yearly rainfall. This year so far, we've had about 27 inches. The average for this point in the year is 55 inches. So we have a lot to make up. If we could get a couple of inches, maybe even more, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend, that would be a good thing for us. At this point, I brought temperatures down for Saturday, but we may not see that big a drop in temperatures. We'll keep you updated depending on where that front ends up. But again, watch that forecast for the weekend because that rain chance might go up if we continue to see those model trends like I was talking about.